On this week's Bismarck Bucks Coaches Show, the Bucks continue their road swing with a trip to Quad City to take on the Steam Wheelers for the second time this year. Plus, now we're halfway through the regular season, we'll check in on some other scores from around the league in a busy week in the IFL. Plus, we'll look ahead as the Bucks set sail for the East Coast to take on the Massachusetts Pirates. It's all coming up on this week's Bismarck Bucks Coaches Show. It starts right now. Hello everyone, welcome inside our Beck Studios. I'm your host David Sugarman, and this is the Bismarck Bucks Coaches Show. The Bucks continued their three-game road swing this week in Quad City, hoping to end a four-game losing streak. It was their second meeting of the season against the Steam Wheelers, who they played back in April, a 36-17 loss at home. Let's take it to Moline, Illinois. Quad City coming to this one 5-3, winners of 3 out of their last 4. Opening drive, 8 plays, 45 yards, capped off by a 7-yard run from number 7 quarterback J. Rue Campbell. 7-0, Bucks on top early. Quad City, quick response. E.J. Hillard to wideout Mike Kerrigan for the 2-yard touchdown. We're tied at 7 apiece. Deep ball had been working lately for the Bucks. It kept working. Campbell to wideout Alexis Rosario, 28-yard deep ball right on the money. Take a look at this. Not just the accuracy, the concentration and the hands from Rosario. Start of a big day for him. Second quarter, Hillard showing off an arm of himself. 45-yard bomb to Kevin Rudd to tie the game at 14 apiece. Later, Campbell continuing to show off the accuracy. Threading the needle there to John Brunner between 2 defenders. 9-yard score, 21-14 Bucks. After a Quad City field goal, less than a minute to go in the half, Campbell lobbing for Edgar Allan Poe Jr. 5-yard touchdown for the wideout. 3 touchdowns to 3 different receivers. Yeah, that'll have you flipping over your head for that one. 28-17. Steam Wheelers just before the half, quick strike. 27 yards from Hilliard to Trevon Saunders. Steam Wheelers closed the gap to 28-23. However, Bucks offense was feeling themselves. Come right back 2 seconds before the half. Chase Allball slivers it in to the uprights, 37 yards. Bucks lead by 8 going into the locker room, 31-23. Steam Wheelers get the 3 back to start the third quarter. Kimo Nayahu with the 23-yard field goal. Halfway through the third, Hilliard showing off the moves. The fake handoff followed by the 7-yard scamper. Steam Wheelers take their first lead, 32-31. One more look at the burst to finish this run. Big third quarter continues. 13 seconds to go. Same move, other side. Hilliard, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Launching for the goal line. Take a look at this effort again here. Hilliard getting to the outside, the leap, the reach, and the score, 39-31 Quad City. Early fourth, Bucks find themselves at the 3. Campbell on the move. Rosario wide open, 3-yard score. Bucks had the extra point blocked, 39-37 Quad City. Under 6 to go. Once again, Hilliard showing off the legs. Shaken out of trouble, 15 yards for the score. Quad City up 10. 47-37. Under 2.5 to go. Campbell at the 1. Sneaks his way in from a yard out. Bucks only down 3, 47-44. Unfortunately, the Bucks were unable to get the football back. They fall just short, 47-44. Bucks drop their 5th straight and fall to 3-7 after the fact. The Bucks maintained they know they're close to turning the corner.
Quad City is a good passing team. I think we had a lot of blown coverages in that game, something we got to work on, fix this week, especially going against Massachusetts. This team out here in the Pirates, they're a very well-coached team. Like I said, we got to turn this thing around some way, somehow, man. It's frustrating, Football is one of the most dominant team sports. One guy can't make a difference in the game. It takes the whole team, both sides of the ball, including special teams. So I think we put a full game together, all 3 phases, and then we'll come out victorious.
We feel like we're moving in the right direction, for sure. Again, we just, got to stop the little mistakes. We'll be, one of the best offenses in IFL. We still got a chance to win, and get in the playoffs and, still make some big things happen, with this opportunity. So, that's pretty much been a message from the coaches, overall.
I think we got all the talent, and we definitely showed flashes. We just have to be consistent every time. It can't be the defense comes to play and the offense is playing bad, and the offense comes. It's got to be, we got to play complete team, offense, defense, special teams on a consistent basis, and we'll definitely be a playoff team.
Other scores from around the league this week in Week 11, Green Bay just gets by Iowa 30-27. Great game between Massachusetts and Sioux Falls. Pirates with the last-second touchdown to win 43-42. Northern Arizona all over Bay Area, 52-27. Duke City doing the same to the Vegas Nighthawks, 47-21 win for the Gladiators. Elsewhere, good game between Frisco and Arizona. The Fighters come out on top of the Rattlers, 48-45. And in another really close, high-scoring affair between Tucson and San Diego, the Sugar Skulls take down the Strike Force 69-65. Time for us to take our first break. When we come back, we'll sit down with Bucs head coach Rod Miller. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Bismarck Bucs Coaches Show.
Introducing the Bucs Fan Finder Ticket Giveaway. The Bucs are on the hunt, and they have their sights set on you. Before each Bucs home game, the Bucs Fan Finder will be scouting for Bucs fans with a Bucs window sticker. If your Bucs window sticker is spotted, you'll receive 2 tickets to a Bucs home game, plus be entered into the grand prize drawing for a trip for 2 to Las Vegas. So swing by one of these participating sponsors: Advantage Appliance, Simonson Station Stores, North Bismarck, Swing Away Indoor Batting Cages, Mandan, Action Motorsports, Fried Bread Mamas in Gateway Mall, Dakota Nuts and Candy, Bisman Local Food Market, Abra Auto Body, Bismarck, Mandan. Grab a Bucs window sticker and place it in your rear window. For more info and contest rules, visit BismarckBucs.com. Go Bucs! Free tickets to a Bismarck Bucs indoor football game? How? Go to your app store, type weather on Beck News app, hit search, install the app to your Android or Apple device to get personalized forecasts, weather alerts, road conditions, Beck Weather Insight exclusively for you. Then click the Bismarck Bucs free tickets banner anywhere in the app, fill out the information, and submit. You get free reserved seating tickets to a Bismarck Bucs football game from Beck Weather.
Welcome back inside the Coaches Show, as we are every week. Thrilled to be joined by Bucs head coach Rod Miller. Coach, tough loss this week. However, let's start on a positive note. Really strong game for quarterback J. Rue Campbell. 4 passing touchdowns, 2 on the ground, and 3 different wide receivers with touchdowns. Couple of really good gains for the offense after a little bit of a down stretch. What's allowed the offense to start to click and maybe hit their stride?
You know, we went back to the basics, like I said a couple of weeks ago, just getting back to the fundamentals, make sure we're executing, getting our guys more prepared to make sure they're understanding, reading the plays, understanding, taking what the defense gives us. And I think, a couple of times early in the season, Joe was making plays, and at the same time, he was trying to force some things. I told him, just, use the weapons around you, just facilitate the ball and put it in the right hands, and that's what he's been doing the last couple of weeks.
You preach a lot about the 33% of each part of the game, offense, defense, and, of course, special teams. What's the key to trying and putting that all together and end this streak?
We just got to keep putting it together and focus on each phase, because each phase is important. And like you said, and we teach that 33%. Then we also tell our guys that last 1% is what we call luck. There's 4 luck plays in a game that can turn a game either way. And you got to put yourself in position because you don't know if that's going to be on offense, defense, or special team. So that's kind of how we push that point to make sure we put ourselves in position that we can get one of those 2 or 3 or 4 of those plays that we call luck plays during the game.
One guy who was featured a little bit more offensively than we've seen was running back Edward Vander. 10 carries for 33 yards, also had a catch for 12. What did you see in the scouting report or out of him in practice that made him a bigger part of the game plan?
You know, he's just been around and finally paying his dues and getting his time. You know, now he finally gets a chance to play. You know, unfortunately with the situation, you know, we had with Ben Glines, you know, that facilitated him to get a chance to play. But, you know, he came in and he's been ready and took the opportunity. He got his foot in the door and he's taking advantage of it.
The big difference this week was the third quarter. You were up 8 coming out of the half, outscored 16-0 in that third. What changed that allowed Quad City to make that little run?
You know, it comes to that one play. You got to play precisely can the whole game. That fumble there that the quarter J. Rule had there in the third quarter, that kind of turned the tide because they had the ball to come out, start the second half. They got the field goal, and then had a chance, you know, to get a point there, took away our drive to try to keep the lead. So that one possession, you know, kind of changed the game a little bit. Then from that, we were in the catch-up mode. So that's kind of what happens in this game. You want to eliminate your mistakes, not make mistakes. But, you know, we made a mistake at an inopportune time that kind of hurt us that game.
Next up, you round out this trip with a trip to the East Coast to take on the defending champion Massachusetts Pirates. They're 6-3 this year. Big reason for their success is their quarterback, Alejandro Benefield. 26 touchdowns to just 5 interceptions.
Right.
When a quarterback's that efficient, how do you game plan to try and get him to make a mistake or two?
You know, you try to disguise coverages, what you can, best you can. But for a veteran guy, sometimes it's hard to do that. But you do that best you can. You try to get pressure on him and don't let him get comfortable and just sit in the pocket and, you know, get him off his mark. So that's what we got to do. Just do different things, you know, on the front end and the back end to try to make him uncomfortable. And like I said, then we just have to make sure we don't, you know, blow coverages and be in the right spot so we can make the plays if we can do that.
You last played the Pirates on April 10th, a 54-43 loss. You were down 19 in that game, closed the gap to 2 in the second half. What did you do in that second half that you'll try and replicate for 4 quarters?
Again, we just got to take advantage of opportunities. You know, we have the football in our hands. We got to score touchdowns, and we got to make sure we get defensive stops and the same way not, you know, give them easy touchdown scores. So I think we started doing that in the second half to get our way back in the game. But the main thing is we just want to get down early. That's always been something that's been hurting us. Get down early, then we want to fight our way back. We want to stay ahead or get ahead early and to maintain that lead so we don't have to worry about fighting to get back in the game.
Whenever people talk about the Pirates, they tend to talk about the wide receivers, especially Thomas Owens, 2 touchdowns last week in the win. What's the key to trying at least contain a threat like him?
You know, you just got to get in his face and play. You know, you got guys like that, they're going to make plays. You know, as they say in the football world, you know, Thomas Owens, you know, he's a dog. He's a good player. So we just got to make sure we don't let that dog bark too much. So we just try to go after him and do the best we can to contain him and make somebody else make plays.
Well, one of the guys who's certainly going to try and keep the dog on the leash, if you will, is defensive back Jamal Hicks, who had a team-high 11 tackles this week. What's made him so effective at times this year, second on the team in tackles and third in pass breakups?
You know, with the defense that we run, the position that he plays, that jack position is a very hybrid, you know, position that you have to play in our defense because you're going to make tackles, you're going to be in coverage. So when you get a guy that's active, that flies around, has opportunity to make plays, you know, that will help you. And that's what we're doing. He's just doing a good job of taking that responsibility.
Keeping all that in mind as you head out to Massachusetts trying to get that win, what is the code word that people should keep an eye out for this week?
A core for this week is character. You know, when you have adversity builds character and different things you do. So we've gone through some rough situations and injuries and so forth and battling back and losing some close games. But, you know, we just got to keep fighting through and let your character stay positive. If your character stays positive, that'll help you out. You know, even through all that we're going through, like I said, we still get opportunity to still finish with more wins than we had last season. So we're just trying to go out and keep playing tough and, like I said, keep our character positive.
Character is the code word for this week. Take that to the Bismarck Bucks social media channels, Bismarck Bucks Football on Facebook, at Bismarck Bucks on Twitter, and at Bismarck_Bucks on Instagram. You take that to those places, you get a chance to win a VIP turf table or some cool swag and prizes at an upcoming Bismarck Bucks home game. Once again, the key word is character. Coach, thanks so much. Best of luck this weekend.
Appreciate you.
Head coach Rod Miller. We'll take a short break, come back, and dive a little bit deeper into the Bucks' upcoming matchup against the defending champion Massachusetts Pirates. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Bismarck Bucks Coaches Show.
Beck News is your leader in local. Beck specials and live information for you. Original programming. exclusive local sports. Beck is local for you. Uncensored topics and uncensored opinions. Unapologetic politics, where all sides are represented. Full episodes online anytime at beck.news. All in one network. Your leader in local, Beck News. Introducing the Bucks Fan Finder ticket giveaway. The Bucks are on the hunt and they have their sights set on you. Before each Bucks home game, the Bucks Fan Finder will be scouting for Bucks fans with a Bucks window sticker. If your Bucks window sticker is spotted, you'll receive 2 tickets to a Bucks home game, plus be entered into the grand prize drawing for a trip for 2 to Las Vegas. So swing by one of these participating sponsors. Northwest Tire of Bismarck, Mandan. Capitol Heights Auto Clinic. 12 Stones Coffee. Papa Murphy's on Mapleton Avenue. Kroll's in Mandan. Dickey's Barbecue Pit. Pizza Ranch. Grab a Bucks window sticker and place it in your rear window. For more info and contest rules, visit BismarckBucks.com. Go Bucks!
Welcome back inside the Bismarck Bucks Coaches Show. Now we're thrilled to be joined by one of our Bismarck Bucks broadcasters, Mick Tidjoe. Mick, thanks for helping us out this week, man.
Yeah, of course. It's always good to come on, talk some Bucks football, break down the IFL.
Let's dive right in. Right now, things are going a little bit south for the Bucks. They've lost 5 in a row. Last 2 have been really close. And in these close games this year, 2 and 3 in games decided by 1 possession. What's the difference and the key in these late game execution moments that's going to make the difference going forward for the Bucks?
Yeah, I think Coach Miller broke it down pretty well. That third quarter seemingly changed the tide of the game against Quad City. And I think those are the decisions that you have to look at and say, if we fix the third quarters, that's going to help us in the fourth quarter. The fumble that turned the tide, 0 points in that third quarter, I think is the big one to look at. Because in the fourth quarter, they scored that touchdown late in the game with just over 2 to go to try and get them a situation to be able to play. And that's always tough for your defense to try and make that big stop right there at the end, right? To be able to force them to say, hey, you have to make this stop or we're not getting a chance to win the game. So I think the fourth quarter is heavily important, obviously, to close out a game, but I think they got to circle that third quarter, and as Coach Miller said, fix those mistakes that they made in that third frame coming out of the halftime break, and lock down those situations. That'll help in the fourth quarter being able to springboard things.
As we look ahead to Massachusetts, there's no doubt this is a really difficult test. On the road, Pirates are 6-3, and as well as the defending champs. However, they've shown some chinks in the armor. Started 3-0. They're 3-3 since. Where are the Pirates vulnerable that the Bucks could take advantage of?
I think defensively, the Pirates right now are more vulnerable now than they have been all season long. When you look at what they've done throughout the course of the season, the first 5 games or so, they only gave up 40 points or more to one team. That was the Bucks. And then in the last 4 games, they've given up 3 games of at least 42 points. So the defense is susceptible. And I think if as Coach Miller said, if the Bucks can get out to a fast start offensively, limit the mistakes, as Campbell did so well in the game against Quad City in that first half, they were able to roll down 3 different receivers having a touchdown, a couple rushing scores by Campbell early in that game. I think if they're able to do that against the Pirates, that's going to limit what Massachusetts does throughout the course of a game, just because when you look at how they've played the last 4 weeks, they get down, it's harder for them to come back because their defense has been a little more susceptible to giving up those points. So early scores, and it all kind of depends on if Benefield plays, right? He hasn't played a full game the last couple of weeks. Mike Glass has had to come in and play some minutes, and I think that's something that the Bucks have to look at and say, too, maybe not have to fully prepare for Benefield not to play. We don't know what his status is going to be, but if there is a different quarterback starting or even playing a little bit, that could change things, too. But first and foremost, take care of what you're good at, and that's scoring, especially the last couple of weeks for the Bucks.
Want to break down one guy in particular on the Bucks offense, and that's running back Edward Vander, a guy who spent some time at U Mary here in Bismarck. Hadn't been that big a part of the offense the first half of the season. However, this past week, 10 carries for 33 yards, had a big catch for 12 yards. Where do you see his role in the offense going forward?
I think that he had a coming out party, a little breakout event against Quad City, just because he has shown that he can be capable of this playing at Iowa. He's a guy that they like and they know that can go out and get some big runs for him and be a man in the passing game that they like. His situation's kind of interesting because as a teacher, not able to give that full-time commitment to football all the time, he has to be able to do some things off the field to be able to give him a chance to play on the field. But now that he's able to give more attention to football, this also helps his case to be able to get more time as well. So things have just lined up perfectly for Vander to be able to give everything he can to football, but also, as Coach Miller said, there are things that have happened to give him a chance. But I think this is a guy that could be a star in the IFL just because of the way he runs, the way he catches out of the backfield, how he blocks. Vander's a player that you have to be able to game plan for in a very specific way. And I think he is somebody that when we talk about the Pirates needing to worry about, Vander's going to be at the top of that list.
Let's take the 10,000-foot view for a moment. Still 6 games to play, however. The Bucks are last in the East Division right now. They've lost 5 in a row. What is the biggest key for the Bucks to turn things around here over the home stretch of the season?
Yeah, I mean, we talked a lot about how they played a bunch of road games recently. They still have some of the road trips coming up, and then it's a really road-heavy schedule. But I think more so than anything else, home or away, the Bucks can score. And they've shown that the last 2 weeks after having that big lull the previous 3 or 4 weeks. There's a difference in what the offense looks like. Everybody's starting to feel healthier. Campbell has more time to throw the football. Campbell's making better decisions. I think all of those things combined give Coach Miller and the rest of the staff an optimistic outlook just because we know this team can score. And they proved it against the Pirates last time they played. So it's not like they're going up against a team that locked them down. So they're coming off a couple games where they were right there at the end of the game. And now they're playing a team that they almost beat and put up a good amount of points against. The optimism's there, and we know they have the defensive pieces, too, to slow teams down. So I think it's just a matter of putting it all together, as Coach was saying, the 33% in all 3 areas. And it sounds cliche to talk about, but I think the Bucks the last 2 weeks have found out that they're that close. And they showed it the first 3 weeks of the season of how good they can be, had that lull, and now they're back to getting to that point where, hey, character matters, and they can go out and get something done.
Bucks feel like they're close, hoping to get that 1%, that luck that Coach Miller talked about, along with the other 3 phases, and get off the schneid this week. Mick, thanks for helping us out.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Bucks broadcaster Mick Tidrow. We'll take a short break, come back, and put a bow on things here on the Bismarck Bucks Coaches Show.
Introducing the Bucks Fan Finder Ticket Giveaway. The Bucks are on the hunt, and they have their sights set on you. Before each Bucks home game, the Bucks Fan Finder will be scouting for Bucks fans with a Bucks window sticker. If your Bucks window sticker is spotted, you'll receive 2 tickets to a Bucks home game, plus be entered into the grand prize drawing for a trip for 2 to Las Vegas. So swing by one of these participating sponsors: Advantage Appliance, Simonson Station Stores, North Bismarck, Swing Away Indoor Batting Cages, Mandan, Action Motorsports, Fried Bread Mamas in Gateway Mall, Dakota Nuts and Candy, Bisman Local Food Market, Abra Auto Body, Bismarck, Mandan. Grab a Bucks window sticker and place it in your rear window. For more info and contest rules, visit BismarckBucks.com. Go Bucks! Free tickets to a Bismarck Bucks indoor football game? How? Go to your app store, type weather on Beck News app. Hit search. Install the app to your Android or Apple device to get personalized forecasts, weather alerts, road conditions, Beck Weather Insight exclusively for you. Then click the Bismarck Bucks free tickets banner anywhere in the app, fill out the information, and submit. You get free reserved seating tickets to a Bismarck Bucks football game from Beck Weather.
Welcome back inside the Coaches Show, everybody. Despite the loss this week, of course, there was still some big hits for the Bucs defense. They were flying around, and here is the best of the best, our hit of the game, brought to you by Abra. In the fourth quarter of the game against Quad City, running back Kerryon Moore avoided one tackle only to be lit up by Robert Brown Jr., just coming across the middle like a bullet. One more look at the vicious hit. That'll rattle your fillings. Robert Brown Jr. with the hit of the game, brought to you by Abra. Now time to reveal this week's code word winner, and it is one Carly Sterna. Carly, congratulations. You have got something very special headed your way. You've won Party Pit access. It is so fun down there in the Party Pit for an upcoming Bismarck Bucs home game for 4 people. Call up a couple of friends and make sure they are available for an upcoming Bismarck Bucs home game. We'll be getting in touch with you very soon, Carly. And if you want your chance to win, listen in right now. This week's keyword is character. No doubt, the Bucs are going through a little bit of adversity right now. They've lost 5 games in a row, 3-7. They're still on the road. However, head coach Rod Miller knows his team is close and just wants to see some character out of his team in this week's matchup against the Massachusetts Pirates. Before we go, let's take a quick look at the Bucs' upcoming schedule. This Saturday, they'll take on the Pirates on the road, as we just mentioned. That's a 6:05 kickoff game. We stream right here on Beck Sports. Then the Bucs finally, their first home game in almost a month, will come back home to take on the Frisco Fighters and former running back Justin Rankin, who's been having a great season for Frisco. Can't wait to see him back at the event center. Then back to the road, trips to Sioux Falls, another trip to take on the Steamwheelers on the road, who they just played, Quad City. After that, home against Iowa and on the road against Northern Arizona. That'll do it for this week Bismarck Bucs Coaches Show. I'm David Sugarman saying so long, have a safe week, and enjoy the Bucs game.
Tickets to a Bismarck Bucs indoor football game? How? Go to your app store, type weather on Beck News app. Hit search. Install the app to your Android or Apple device to get personalized forecasts, weather alerts, road conditions, Beck Weather Insight exclusively for you. Then click the Bismarck Bucs free tickets banner anywhere in the app, fill out the information, and submit. You get free reserved seating tickets to a Bismarck Bucs football game from Beck Weather. Introducing the Bucs Fan Finder Ticket Giveaway. The Bucs are on the hunt, and they have their sights set on you. Before each Bucs home game, the Bucs Fan Finder will be scouting for Bucs fans with a Bucs window sticker. If your Bucs window sticker is spotted, you'll receive 2 tickets to a Bucs home game, plus be entered into the grand prize drawing for a trip for 2 to Las Vegas. So swing by one of these participating sponsors. Northwest Tire of Bismarck Mandan, Capitol Heights Auto Clinic, 12 Stones Coffee, Papa Murphy's on Mapleton Avenue, Kroll's in Mandan, Dickey's Barbecue Pit, Pizza Ranch. Grab a Bucs window sticker and place it in your rear window. For more info and contest rules, visit BismarckBucs.com. Go Bucs!
Lori Hins here with No Apologies on Beck.
So in this situation, Russia wouldn't have done what they did if China didn't basically say, we've got your back.
Where we bring you your after-hours oasis of sanity.
Choices about their gender. Hello, that for me as a Republican, as a conservative, and as a Christian, that's really troubling to me.
Each Wednesday and Sunday at 8 p.m. Central.
You got the nickname the Smooth Voice Lady.
On Beck and Beck.News.